Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to oddsmarket.com. Today's show, Bundesliga value tips here, heading into that opener weekend. We're going to present you with the best value tips across all 10 matches with Martin Green, sports writer for here at oddsmarket.com. Martin, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Now, obviously, it's the first week, and every week of the new season, I like to trade very, very carefully. So I'm afraid I've not got a vast amount. I've got what I think are some good ones, not a vast amount. How many bets have you got heading into the weekend?
I totally agree with you that on the first game of the season, I like to err a little bit of caution. You're never quite sure what sort of form or fitness the players are going to return from the summer break in.
Yeah.
So I also would keep my stakes relatively low for the first round of fixtures. There's three different matches that I'm looking at. That's the Bayern Munich game, the Borussia Dortmund game, and the RB Leipzig game.
Okay. You do as well, obviously, the sort of the opener matches, you've got sort of the new teams, newly promoted teams sort of enter with a lot of enthusiasm and sometimes can pull sort of these upsets, or you see a lot of goals, or, you know, they can be very tough. But let's start with our bets. We'll start with, and I'm also backing the Bayern Munich game. I feel we've got to put a bit of money on the Bundesliga champions. So Bayern Munich versus Werder Bremen, what have you got for us?
Well, it's been an interesting summer for Bayern Munich. They've lost their legendary coach Pep Guardiola, who's gone to Man City. But I think Carlo Ancelotti's a very good replacement. I think he's going to steady the ship. He's made some good signings. He's brought Mats Hummels in from Borussia Dortmund. And I think they'll continue the new season in the form that they finished the last season. So I really do expect them to win the opening game that they're playing. The odds are pretty low, to be honest, on them beating Werder Bremen. In the last four games they've played at home, they've won 5-0, 6-0, 5-2 and 6-1, which is just outrageous, really. So I think to get a bit more value, you can give Bayern Munich a handicap. You can give Bayern Munich -2, say. And I think that's achievable. I could see Bayern Munich winning this 3-0 or 4-0.
Yeah, I'm glad you said nil here because I'm taking Bayern Munich 2-0, 1.75 B win. Got one of the toughest defences I think in Europe, and I think they'll win this 2-0. I like that bet a lot.
Yeah, and Hummels is only going to make that even more shored up, to be honest. They're bringing him in next to Boateng, and they play together for Germany. They know each other very well. I think Bayern Munich's defence is going to win them the league this season. So that looks a very good bet to me.
Perfect. All right. So you said Borussia Dortmund versus Mainz. What have you got for that?
Yeah, well, it's been an interesting summer for Borussia Dortmund. They've lost three of their best players in Mkhitaryan, in Gedongen, and they lost Hummels to Bayern Munich. But they've spent quite well. They've brought in Schürrle, they've brought in Götze, and quite a few promising youngsters. And they are a superior team to Mainz, so I expect them to win this. They're only 4-9, which isn't the greatest price really, but I still think that is good. That's a good way of bulking out an accumulator. My favourite bet for this match is Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang to score at any time, and he's just slightly above evens. I think the biggest coup they had all summer was keeping hold of him, because Man City were very interested in buying Aubameyang, but he's pledged his allegiance to Dortmund. He's going to stay there, and I think we'll start to see that faith being repaid in the first game. I can really see him getting on the score sheet here, so that is a good bet to me.
Yeah, in that match, actually, I'm taking Dortmund and the over 1.5 goals, just in case of a repeat of that 2-0 win. Over 1.5 goals, 1.65. So obviously just getting a little bit more value out of that Dortmund win. How many goals do you see in this match?
Yeah, there's one team that really interests me, which is Red Bull Leipzig. They're part of the Red Bull soft drinks empire. They've just been promoted. They're spending heavily, and I think they're gonna. I don't think they're gonna struggle with relegation. I think they're going to give some of the top teams a bit of a run for their money in the first season in the top flight, and I think they might finish in the top half of the table. Their opening game is against Hoffenheim, who aren't a particularly good side, but they're the away team, and you can get odds of 2-1 on RB Leipzig winning, and I think that was quite an interesting bet. I think people might be underestimating Leipzig because they've spent a lot of money in the summer and they're full of young, hungry players, and I really think they're a team to watch this time around.
All right, so you have it. 3 bets headed into the new season of Bundesliga this weekend from Martin Green. Head on over to oddsmarket.com and check out the full article. Link is in the description. Martin, thanks for joining us.